In this video, I do want to discuss an executive order to raise benefits for Social Security, including but not limited to Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, and of course SSI beneficiaries. Now, as mentioned, I want to talk about executive orders and the process in which it would take to get a raise to benefits for millions upon millions of beneficiaries who need much higher benefits as of right now, as the purchasing power is depleting for your benefits. The cost of living continues to go up. The cost of living adjustment does not keep up with real inflation, and we know that it is a really tough time out there. You've seen me talking about all of this in previous videos with all the reports coming out, talking about fixed income beneficiaries and the major problems that many people are having right now on a financial basis. It is a rough time out there. Well, again, that's why I want to focus on executive orders and a raise to benefits, as well as the process it would take to get a much needed raise to these benefits for millions upon millions of people out there right now who rely on them as the source of their income. Now, that's the focus of the video. Let's get into it. All right, before we get into this, let me quickly share with you some statistics out there right now. And again, this will paint a very clear picture of what is actually going on. You probably already know most of these details, but let me just share this really quickly with you, just to preface all of this information and show you the urgency behind what is really going on and all of this that's happening. So as of right now, there's about 71 million people who receive benefits administered by Social Security every single month. Most of these people, about 40% of the beneficiaries, rely on their benefit for 90+% of their income on a monthly basis. In other words, nearly half of the Social Security beneficiaries, or people that receive benefits from Social Security every single month, basically rely on all of their benefit for their only source of income. In other words, that is not much money to live on. Maybe 943 in the case of SSI, maybe 600. Again, it could be $1,000 from SSDI, whatever it happens to be. It could be $1,200 from retirement, whatever it happens to be. Over 40% of people rely on this money for their only source of income. That's a lot of people that are barely scraping by right now, and it's not a good situation. Now, get this as well. As of right now, about 40 million people in this country are living in poverty. That is not a typo. 40 million. That's a ton of people that are currently living in poverty right now. Well, guess what? The SSI benefits alone, 8 million people, are well below the federal poverty line. Now get this as well. They roughly estimate that about 10 million plus people who are seniors, age 65 or older, living on Social Security benefits, again, living below poverty, okay? That's 18 million people alone right there that are below the federal poverty line, just receiving benefits administered by Social Security. Now get this, there's a couple more million people receiving SSDI benefits as well that are also living below the federal poverty line, getting benefits well below that, okay? So just between these numbers right here that I'm sharing with you, we're talking over 20 million people just receiving benefits administered by Social Security that are living well below the federal poverty line. That's a sad situation, okay? That's a lot of people living on a fixed income benefit. Now, do we think that there is, maybe some urgency behind getting a raise to benefits, or at least adjusting these benefits and making sure that something is going on here so that this many people are not struggling this much on a monthly basis? And again, if you ever doubt anything that I'm saying here, just take a minute and read through the comment section on this video or any other videos here on the channel. You'll clearly see a lot of people sharing their personal experiences here, and it's a rough situation. I can't tell you how many comments I read on a weekly basis where people reach out and say, I got my check yesterday and I have $3.12 left. I have 77 cents left. I have $1.02 left or something like this, and I have the rest of the month to survive on all of this. It's a rough situation. I see those comments all the time. In fact, now that I'm saying it here, some of you are probably typing right now down below in the comment section, yeah, I got my check the other day and I only have, 26 cents left or whatever it happens to be, $2.23 or whatever. My point is, I see these comments all the time. It is a rough situation out there and things continue to increase in price. And again, I don't need to tell you this, you know this. Anytime that you go to the store and you buy anything, you see your receipt, right? It keeps going up. The total on the bottom keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. At least that's my experience. It's really annoying, honestly, right? So as a result of that, now let's quickly talk about executive order, raise to benefits, what's going on here, and is this something that really can be happening? Can the president whip out his old pen, a couple pieces of paper, and say, I'm signing this little document here, and it's going to raise benefits up for millions of beneficiaries? Now, that would be a really, really nice thing, right? That would be very nice. That would be an awesome situation. However, this is a question that I get down below in the comment section, and I've seen it out there in the headlines as well, talking about potential executive orders to raise benefits for Social Security, okay? Let me clarify exactly what's going on here, and can this really be done in the first place? So the simple answer to that simple question is, can an executive order be written to raise benefits for Social Security? The simple answer is, no, it cannot, okay? Here's the deal with Social Security. Any changes to Social Security must be done through the legislative process, okay? Now, what is that process? It's relying on the hundreds of lawmakers in the Senate and the House of Representatives right now to basically bring forward a piece of legislation, to vote on it, to amend it, to debate it, do all the details about it, and then pass it through the chambers, pass it through the House, pass it through the Senate, make any necessary adjustments to it. Anytime that they make adjustments like that, it has to be repassed through the necessary chambers, and then basically send it on to the president and get a signature, right? The traditional process that most pieces of legislation go through in order to be passed through and turned into law, right? What's the final icing on the cake? Well, it needs to be signed by the president to actually turn it into law, right? Well, as a result of that, that is how most pieces of legislation need to be done by law, or that's just the traditional way that they usually get most pieces of legislation done. Now, the president does have executive order powers to do some things. Unfortunately, raising benefits or amending Social Security in any way, shape, or form cannot be done through executive order, okay? So that is one of the unfortunate parts here, is because even though the president might come out and say, oh, if I had the executive power, I would do this. Well, obviously, if I could fly, I would do it, right? I mean, seriously, let's just be real. If I had a printing press in my basement and I could go there and print $1 trillion today, I would do it. But I don't, and that's very illegal, okay? I'm just simply saying. There's a lot of things that we would do if we could do them, but that is not the situation, okay? So when it comes down to it, unfortunately, we cannot write executive orders to raise benefits or to amend Social Security in any way, shape, or form. That must go through the legislative process, which unfortunately takes a very long time, okay? But we do know one thing right now. Social Security will be changing. They will be reforming it. They will be making necessary changes. What those are going to include, we don't know yet, unfortunately. But we do know for a fact it will be changing relatively soon, okay? I know I've been saying this for a while now, but we know this is coming, and we don't know what those changes are going to be, which is why we need to continue watching it very, very closely. So to answer the questions out there and to give you those statistics, this is what it comes down to, okay? If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those down below in the comment section. Otherwise, as always, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends on my social media. Again, totally free to do so. There's a share button right down below. Go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel, including those that I have linked down below in the description or at the top of the comment section. And until next time, enjoy your day. I hope this answers it for you. And again, I'll be here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Enjoy, take care. And again, I know it's a frustrating time, but we've got to stick together right now. It's a very busy one out there. And enjoy, take care, have a good one, and catch you again later.